All right, I'm going to show you the method I use to take this front axle apart. Like I said, be advised, this isn't for everyone, so if you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it because you can damage the wheels, but I just feel it's worth the risk in my case. I do it all the time, so you know, like I said, your mileage may vary, so just use caution here. But what I usually do is take the front tires off because they can slip. You're not getting grip, and this axle has got knurling on each end. That's what helps, you know, secure the wheel on the axle. So you're gonna have to twist it. There's no getting around it. So you grab it and you just opposite direction. You'll feel one break free, and that's it. And there's no damage to the wheel. Yes, you've worn out a little bit of plastic, and we'll show you that right now. You'll notice right here on the end, there's a little bit of that plastic that just that came off. That's okay. That's okay because, like I said, we're gonna glue this back on as we did with the other car. So now you can install your bushings for your tire truer. If you have a lot of side-to-side pre-play, you can also, now's the time to, before you put it back in the car, to put a shim on each end to test it. But that's how easy it is to pop those off, put them back on. When you do put them back on, you press that in there once it's in there, and then you can check and make sure that you're installing it straight when you put the adhesive, because a lot of times you're correcting a badly mounted wheel anyway. So a little bit of adhesive, pressing it back on, and I've never had a problem. They never come off. A little bit of glue, they're secured, and you have a much smoother car. So let's just get right to the tire truing portion. Just wanted to show you this, but again, please use caution. If you're not comfortable, if you know, don't do it. So just leave it alone if you're not comfortable doing it, but I will say that the results are worth it in my case. But I twist the wheels off. I install some older bushings here that's going to go in the tire raiser for truing. Of course, you see the pulley there for my tire raiser to truer. I use some inexpensive clear nail polish. That's a good enough adhesive for these front tires because they fit, but they are loose. They'll spin right here in your hand. So sanding them without adhesive, well, that's a challenge. So I glue them on first. Once I get the nail polish on, using nail polish like this gives you time. It isn't a fast setting adhesive, so once I slip the tires back on over the wheels and they're glued, then I just roll it and just roll them and make sure that they're fully seated the best they can be. So after about 20 minutes or so, they're pretty much dry. Now I'll take it over to the tire raiser and I'll true these up, and that'll get a lot of the hop out of the front end and get the guide planted in the track a little bit better. 9 times out of 10, I'd say it really helps. Like I said, a lot of people don't like twisting these off, but you're not really going to do any more harm if they're already sort of out around and wobbly and causing a problem. Then you can usually improve this, and doesn't cost anything. So we'll do this, get it on a razor, and we'll see what happens. All right, so I've installed the front axle assembly in the tire raiser, the truer, and I've already given this one side a good sanding, got it where I want it. I usually just do one side at a time. Yes, it's designed that you can do both, but I'm just not in that big a hurry. I like to do a little bit, just one at a time. When I'm finished, you know, I just have a simple caliper and I measure, and that'll help me match each side. But you can see that quite a bit of material has been taken off here, but I got it true. As you're sanding, you can just tell by the face of the tire whether you've got it all the way. So I've reduced the diameter just a little bit, but the most important thing is I've trued it up. It's a lot better off than when I started. So now I'm going to do the other side, and then we'll install it back in the car. All right, I've installed the axle back into the car. I use just a little bit of the same nail polish, just a very light little drop on the end there where the one wheel twists off. You put it back on, you work it on there by hand, and this is a lot better now than what it was out of the box. And anybody that's dealt with cars like this, these front axles, if you don't true these tires and stuff, it's just, you got a lot of wobble up front. So mission accomplished. I made sure the wheel was as straight and true as I could get it. and it's a vast improvement. It's not perfect, you know, but this is pretty good for stock equipment, and that was my goal, was to not have to invest a whole lot of money here, just a little bit of time. So it has a little side-to-side free play. That's just standard Scalextric. You can adjust that with the axle or whatever, but I just left it like that for this case, just to show you. But there it is, it's ready. And with the diameter that we sanded, you know, we took it down a little bit. The other thing is, it's just now barely touching the track, so it's not supporting too much weight. It's just barely touching a little bit. With the Scalextric front axle, you got a little bit of free play, but so now it's just about right where I want it. I'm sure we're gonna have a vastly improved car, because just getting a little bit of that out of that front really helps performance. So we'll get right to the road test after we install our Paul Gauge tires, and we'll just see how it goes. But I hope this helps some of you. If you're not afraid to do a little work, take your time. I think you'll like the result.